damn it. I did it again. I'm sure you're getting the alert, but if you didn't, you'll get it shortly.
Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to the awesemo.com live before lock show, where we will talk MLB, we'll talk NBA, we'll talk to the live chat, we'll talk about random things, whatever pops into our beautiful little heads. As always, I'm Chris Spags, joined by the star of our YouTube channel, Josh Engelman. How's it going, Josh?
It'd be going better if I actually updated the YouTube tweet to actually, happen first and foremost, and then actually go out. So, just one of those days.
It is a good day though, because we didn't talk about it too much in the live stream yesterday. But I did win a Chick-fil-A bet, so that puts us at 1-2 overall, involving a man who's on the slate tonight, TJ McConnell. TJ McConnell was a star the other night, really, actually defining the series in a way that was interesting. And yet, Josh, on the other side of this channel, thought he wouldn't even get like 10.
Just accidentally played our video really loud.
Good. That's what, because you're rattled by my success.
I am a little rattled by your success. It was at my expense. So I don't. I'm not happy for your success if it means that it is also my failure.
That's fair. I mean, speaking of success, we will be doing the home run picks again tonight. Not yet, though. I know mine a little earlier than I want. I don't know. I feel like I'm getting in my own head a little about this process after being crowned the king of dongs and wearing the crown of dongs so gracefully as I have over the last week. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going tonight. But let's talk baseball up front. We got a little time for NBA. Josh, what are we stacking? You're just getting into the slate now because you played more of the morning slate, right? But
I did. Wait, what's happening in the morning slate? Is it these two top 10s that I've got going on in this tiny DraftKings tournament? It is, I think. It is.
Oh, no big deal. Brush that shoulder off, Josh.
It is. I could be Louis, though, who's got 3 in the top 10, so...
He sounds like a nerd, though. He doesn't have a YouTube channel.
I got 4 in the top 10. Go Louis. Shout out Louis.
Probably because he doesn't have a YouTube channel. He's got more time.
I also don't even have our chat up right now. I'm slack. Like I'm not at my best today.
They're just saying you look salty, and also asking bagel bites for pizza rolls, which I don't. I think I like both equally, to be quite honest. But
yeah, I don't. Depends what I'm trying to do.
In what respect? Like going swimming? Or
well, like, in general, you can buy bagel bites in a pack of 9, which is a perfect serving, in my opinion. With the pizza bites, you normally get 40 in a bag, and I have a lot of trouble not eating 40.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I used to get them in college and eat like pretty much all 40. I think sometimes.
Yeah, they sold pizza bites at the Dollar Tree near my house in college, so you can get a bag of 15 for $1, which was not good.
Yeah, it's like with the ramen places, you get like a bulk pack of that for college, and you're just eating fucking 1,000% of your daily allotment of sodium every single day in one bowl of mediocre soup.
I was never a ramen guy in college. We weren't allowed to have microwaves, or maybe we just didn't have a microwave. So we lived like 15 steps from the dining hall, and like it was like a pizza place and a burger joint and something else. So I never like prepared food in my room. I just walked like 20 feet to go get something that was already ready. So.
Shark says, I bet Josh just eats them frozen with no self-control at all.
Jesus.
What kind of animal do you think you are?
I'll show you what kind of an animal I am. Could you imagine if I just dropped trout, turned around, and just bricked on camera, and you never heard from me again?
What a way to go out, though. That'd be a 4chan meme or something. Let's talk baseball. We started late, so our 5 minutes of banter is now running into people wanting actual questions. Who are the top 3 pitchers for you tonight?
That's a great question. So for me,
I like Alex Wood.
Yeah, I bet you do.
I like that Wood. Oh boy.
I like Gio a lot. This isn't right. So time. I still have the day slate up on DK. Give me 1 second. I mean, Gio's been my guy for most of the day. He's the guy that I expect to have the most of. There we go. And that's on FanDuel in particular. On DK, while I do like Gio, I'd be more likely to go to like Tanaka or Wood. I like Corbin on DK a little bit more than I probably should at that price. So, in summary, we'll do this. Gio, Tanaka, and Wood are my first 3 priorities on FanDuel from like a dollar for dollar standpoint. And then, probably Corbin, Tanaka, and Wood on DK, because I think that I can get to what I need with Corbin and either Tanaka or Wood because of how cheap like the Orioles stack is.
Yeah, I actually didn't play Corbin at all. I ended up with a lot of Gio and Wood, but for the same logic, you're probably right. I think it's because for me I had Royals, so like I ended up with a fair amount of Royals stacks, even though they just went off yesterday, and that's not, I mentioned this before yesterday with Jake, but it's not my favorite to play guys coming off of a big night because I just feel like the odds aren't in your favor of it again. But that matchup with Cashner looks pretty much as good as, like almost exactly as good as the Bundy one. And we saw what they did with that. So I think that's a tough one to avoid for me.
Wait, what happened with Bundy?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Bundy, Jake's favorite pitcher, Dylan Bundy, got
I'm being sarcastic, but we can talk shit about Jake a little bit more.
I just wanted to remind the chat that that the guy that Jake loves so much. No, I'm kidding. Jake was all about Castillo. Castillo actually had a good day. He just mentioned Bundy as his number 2 pitcher. And boy, Bundy had...
Boy, was Bundy number 2 yesterday.
He was minus 18 in one inning, which was really something to see. But yeah, Cashner looks like pretty bad to me tonight, in the same way that Bundy did.
Yeah, I didn't mind Bundy all that much yesterday. I mean, I wasn't like, I need to have a ton of this guy or anything. And it's not like anybody saw this record-breaking awful performance coming, but...
No, of course not. But, he is the 33rd worst pitcher in barrels per plate appearance against him. And actually number 34, rather. One above him, slightly worse, Andrew Cashner, number 33. So, I don't mind trotting out the Royals given what they just did yesterday. My home run pick might be on that team, for all we know. For all we know. little tease there. Josh, would you go? We don't know the site because this guy Matthew is in the live stream every day and doesn't remember to put the site name in when he asks his questions. Albies and Soler or Acuna and Merrifield?
Assuming you're stacking the Royals and the Braves, and Soler looks real good. All right, DK. Ooh, boy. Man, that is so close. It might as well be a coin flip, honestly. Well, now that Merrifield is hitting 6th, I would say I would prefer Albies and Soler. If Merrifield was still hitting leadoff, it would be a different question.
I didn't land on Atlanta at all today. I don't think Yarbrough's as bad of a pitcher as people seem to be targeting him today. Atlanta looks okay to me, but I didn't think Yarbrough was was worth hitting against, rather.
Sounds like somebody didn't read our new premium content.
Oh, I didn't actually read that today. Oh, well, fuck that. I'm wrong, probably.
It's not. It was a play on ownership. You should check that out if you have premium. Not you specifically, but everybody else.
Yeah, I can check it out.
It just dropped, so people might not know that it's out there.
Okay, yeah, go check out Osmo's column where he's doing our our slate breakdowns, and it's actually a pretty good insight to his head. You can kind of learn how the top player in the world thinks. I think writing is generally the best way to read into somebody's mind, and Alex puts it all out there for you. So check that out. We also have another thing that just went up about the stacks that have the best likelihood of going off for premium members. Again, a lot of new premium content. Also a video I did with Alex. So boy, premium people really making out like bandits for their deal, huh? At awesemo.com.
Yeah, honestly. And like, I know we sound super shilly when we talk about it because, you know, we get paid to work for this site. But the content that Alex is putting out and like what it's talking about, whether it's the articles or just even like the individual videos, it's not anything that anybody else is talking about. Nobody else is putting out like likelihood to lead the slate percentages and things. And how that relates to ownership. We're doing something different, people. Get on board early.
And we're not, I mean, I don't know if you guys watching the stream every day can tell, we're not really the shill types. Like, I certainly try to put on my little broadcaster voice whenever I can and promote things whenever possible. But it's easier to promote things when you actually believe in it. And we are trying to do some different stuff that are out there and trying to build this brand and do something unique. So go subscribe, awesemo.com premium membership. But, you know, we'll keep, this is still for free. We did fight that battle to make sure this stayed free. Acuna as a one-off. How do you feel about that?
Not that great.
I don't mind it based on his limited numbers. I think he's okay.
Yeah, not for me.
Josh is the biggest shill I know. I believe you mean the biggest shit you know.
How am I a shill?
I don't know. It felt right. Felt right.
Thanks.
We could talk basketball since we got a little time for that anyway. But whatever. My secret money making techniques. I don't know. For baseball, I was saying to Josh. I mean, I've been okay like with basketball. Like I always have one lineup which is pretty close to the top, which is fine. I mean, that's what I'm expecting out of this, given that I'm not max centering. But baseball's been really profitable for me lately, where it's really balancing out the mediocre nights I've had in basketball. So I don't know. My money-making technique for baseball is just do the things I'm saying, which mostly involve looking at two statistics for hitters and Vegas lines, and then just putting all the pitchers in the fan graphs and going, ooh, I like that guy. So that's basically been it. What do you think about Chris Stratton?
All you're going to need, I guess we're talking about this from a DK perspective, so let me not speak until I look at our DK ownership projections, but I assume they're low considering he's 1% on FanDuel. Not a guy that I'm really looking at, so if you want to use him, it won't take much to be above the field, but let me confirm that.
Yeah, he didn't jump off as a particularly great play to me today, but I only looked a couple directions for pitcher, so... I like the Wood in particular looked really good to me from the jump. And then Gio I felt good about in a pitcher's park.
Yeah, Stratton, not expected to have a ton of ownership, so he's not really a guy that I'd be focused on. If I were playing 150 lines, he'd be in, I don't know, less than 10, probably.
Yeah, and that's something we talked about a little in the premium video today. And again, not to show it, but just I'll tell you guys for free. Just in general, like if you're playing a lot of lineups, the Strattons of the world can be a fine variance play because a lot of people won't have them. So, and the odds are not in favor of him being good, but there is a world in which he is good. So that is something that can be valuable for a shorter slate like tonight, only 7 games. There is a world where Stratton can have value, but it's not one that we think is likely. Johnny Shoop. I don't. Yeah, isn't Scope? Is that how you pronounce it? I always think Shoop.
It's Scope.
I want it to be Shoop, like Salt and Pepper, so we could do the Shoop song.
The only reason that I know it's Scope is because when he was first drafted, that's when I first started like following prospect stuff, and Keith Law mentioned it like really early in my life, so I never got the Shoop thing into my head.
You didn't want to shoot, baby. Shoot.
No,
baby.
It's more like mouthwash.
Oh, that's sad. I guess that's a better baseball name though, because Scope has like, scope and lasers. Like that's got more. Shoop is not a guy you would believe in, I guess.
No, that's salt and pepper song. So,
do you like JD Martinez on DK?
do I like JD Martinez on DK? Not
I
particularly.
I think he's a good contrarian.
So hold on. The answer is actually no. I don't.
It's a hard no.
Yeah, it's a hard no.
I think he's okay as a contrarian play. Like I think the bats look pretty good against Tanaka. It's just that Tanaka's himself a good play. So what do you believe in there? I think the Vegas total is not high enough where I would think Tanaka's gonna get rocked. But I think if you think Tanaka's gonna have a bad day, JD Martinez is likely to be a big contributor.
I'm a little concerned right now. This is indifferent to everybody else, but I just ran my first sort of run through of my lines, and I'm barely getting any Alex Wood. And we have him projected significantly higher than barely any. So,
yeah, it's tough when you get into your age, Josh, and it's hard to get Wood sometimes.
Sometimes, dude. You're talking about a lifelong affliction.
Duda or Smoke for first baseman on DK?
Duda.
Yeah, I'm with Duda too. I don't think I have any Blue Jays. When you are stacking two teams and you're down just your catcher, but you have 1,500 more than what the catcher from either team costs, would you move up to the top, or would you just use one of those catchers?
Depends how good the other catchers look.
Yeah, I assume it's like Gary Sanchez type, probably. I mean,
yeah,
maybe
like, not. Sometimes I'd probably go to a solo, like a one-off catcher. Sometimes I would just force the stack. It really depends how those two guys grade out for me. Because if they're grading out for me on a good dollar-for-dollar basis, I'll just eat the salary and not worry about it. But if I don't think that either of the catchers are any particularly good value either, then I'll make a play at a bigger catcher, in theory. Man, I think I'm going to be fading Alex Wood. Holy shit.
Wow. Interesting choice. Interesting choice.
Yeah, I don't like it. I'm getting way more Corbin than I expected.
Huh. I really couldn't get to Corbin at all. And I had like an Orioles stack, and I couldn't afford Corbin.
Yeah, I don't. This is the first time where I've been like wildly different with regards to the way my numbers come out and the ownership.
Well, now that's a good test for you then.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Would you fade the Jays a day after getting no hit?
No.
I think you go the opposite, really, if you're trying to be contrarian.
I just wouldn't care that yesterday happened.
True, especially in baseball. That stuff does happen. It's not like they're going to have such bad morale for forever.
Especially nowadays with the way no-hitters happen, nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, that was really kind of a non-item. And I was like, Paxton was the guy I picked as my pitcher yesterday. Just because, like, I didn't think he was going to throw a no-hitter, but I was like, oh, he looks good, and he was good the last time out. But it's like, it really wasn't that big of a deal. I was kind of surprised. He's the first Canadian to go into.
The official Microsoft Excel Twitter account is tweeting at me right now.
Why?
Because I mentioned Excel in the tweet earlier, and now they're having a back and forth. They just asked me what my favorite function is. I want to ask them if they're conjunction junction.
Sounds like a real cool conversation to be having on Twitter.
Yeah, who else? I mean, it's just me and whoever runs the Microsoft Excel official channel, which is, some nerd.
Wesley Maxwell's asking who homers. I guess we can do that now, though. My streak did come to an end again.
I'm not ready for this yet.
No,
I don't have my lines in yet. And I'm on both sites tonight. Slow your roll.
Josh is afraid to talk about home runs, but my streak is not that great now because Trevor Story did not hit a home run yesterday. He had a fantastic day, though. So, I mean, both the guys who haven't hit home runs have been great. So you can just trust my home run guy as just being a great player normally, I think. Maybe not today. We'll see.
I cannot believe I'm going to end up having so little Alex Wood. This is going to be really weird.
I mean, he's going to be a popular play, so you're getting away from the field in some respects.
Yeah, I guess.
Mancini and Adam Jones are the same salary on DK. Which would you stack with Machado and Shoop? I would do both because they're at the same price if you're entering multiple lineups, but I prefer Adam Jones personally.
Fuck, I didn't see it. What was the question?
Mancini,
Jones, and Trumbo. Yeah, I could rank them all. I don't know which site I'm ranking them all for since nobody listens.
Well, no, this one is particularly asking Mancini or Adam Jones on DK because they're both the same price, 3,600.
Wait, are there two of the same? Okay, so there are just two independent Mancini-Jones questions with three questions of each other.
People are really curious about the Orioles today, I guess.
If I needed to pick based on the one that mentioned DK, I would rather have Mancini.
Ooh, I would go Jones. Not Chick-fil-A bet worthy, but I would go Jones.
And then circling back to the person that added Trumbo, since it's a similar price. Well, it's the same on both sites. I would go Mancini, Jones, Trumbo. So in order of the order.
Would you go Machado or Trumbo for a FanDuel GPP?
Oh, Machado.
Yeah, I think Machado's my favorite shortstop on the board tonight.
Okay,
He's today's
now I'm getting a little bit more Alex Wood. There we go.
And yeah, a lot of Acuna questions. Josh does not like Acuna, I think. I'm pretty okay with Acuna, but not playing him.
Yeah, no Acuna for me.
Stanton or Judge? Which would you go instead? I would definitely go Judge right now for the matchup. Stanton's not as good versus whatever righties. At least this year.
Yeah, I would rather have Stanton.
Yeah, if it were a lefty on the mound, you'd go Stanton. But otherwise, I think you'd go Judge. That's my sentiments. But if you guys are max entering, how many stacks do you make on a 7-game slate? I'm not max entering, but Josh, are you?
I don't really pay attention to the number of stacks, but I can tell you that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Probably like 8 or 9 tonight. For right now, we'll see after I run this again.
What 2 stats do I use to pick hitters? I just look at ISO and BABIP. If the ISO is above 200, I'm pretty good with it. If the BABIP's above 300, I'm pretty good with it. It's obviously a little bit fungible on both sides, depending upon how the player looks, how the matchup is, all that. But generally, that's what I've been doing to try to keep it as minimal as possible, based upon what Osmo told us early in the year to look at. It's been working well, but I'm meaning for hitters, by the way, not for pitchers. For pitchers, xFIP is pretty important for me. Their fly ball rate is something I find important. And on Jake Hari's personal website, Baseball Savant, I like going there. Jake does a great job designing it and keeping the data updated with the help of the folks at MLB.com. And yeah, barrels per plate appearance is what I've been using to rule out pitchers after realizing that was where a big flaw in my pitcher picking process was picking these guys who give up gigantic power. And if you're playing a pitcher who gives up gigantic power, you're playing a pitcher who has a pretty good chance of getting rocked, even if they don't. So those have been the things that I've found to be very important in my first month or so playing MLB.
There you go.
What is the better low owned stack to have? Boston, Philadelphia, or Washington?
Boston, Philadelphia, or Washington? Philly, probably. Yeah, I'd rather have Philly, I think.
I came off Philly because Hoskins was out. I don't know if that's actually fair. I would go Boston. I think Boston's a little interesting to me, and I think Tanaka's also going to be very popular. So I find it to be fun when you can stack against a popular pitcher.
There you go. That's fine. Let me give an actual answer for my FanDuel stuff once I dump this in here.
Okay, I'll just sit here and twiddle my thumbs.
Yeah, you do that. All right, Boston, Philly, and who?
Washington.
Boston, Philly. All right, yeah, I have the Phillies more than anyone else. Phillies and Nats are the same, though, for me. Boston's last. I have no Boston.
Eric Jacobson asking, what is the it's BABIP, B-A-B-I-P, which is the batting average on balls in play. Measures how many of a batter's balls in play go for hits. I'm reading that off of Wikipedia. Or how many balls in play against the pitcher go for hits, excluding home runs. So it's a good stat to judge a player's overall outcomes instead of batting average and stuff like that. Those two are all for me. Hoskins is out. That's what got me off of the Philly stack. Thanks, guys. This guy's really big on JD Martinez. I think JD Martinez is pretty interesting to me tonight. I don't know that I would predict him having 2 home runs, but I think he's interesting. Josh, can you pull up basketball? Let's talk basketball.
What do you want to talk about?
So there's only one thing to talk about. Let's talk about, well, I guess there are a couple things to talk about. First of all, the Great White Hope, TJ McConnell. TJ McConnell, will he be owned tonight by everyone? It's a good question. I would say that he's going to be very highly owned. He's at an interesting price, though, where you could pivot to a couple of guys. You could go down to Baines. You could go down to Covington. You could go up a little more to Morris. So I think there are ways to play around him if you want. But it's going to be pretty likely that TJ will be very popular. I think people like a player like him, and I'm proof of that. I enjoy him quite a bit. I think Jaylen Brown's a pretty good shot to turn it around tonight. Josh, if you had to pick an MVP since you're the FanDuel man, that's I think your legal title on your birth certificate, the FanDuel man.
I'm pretty sure that's what it says.
Who would the MVP player be to pick?
Embiid.
I would think it's got to be Embiid too. From what I know, it's generally the higher price guy with the highest ceiling, and Embiid also probably has the highest floor. So I think Embiid would be the MVP pick over there. Jaylen Brown, Jaylen Brown again I think is a good play. TJ Smart and Brown I think is pretty okay. I ended up fading Smart more than not on DraftKings just because the price was a little weird to fit. And I think TJ, I think people are going to try to talk themselves into fading TJ. I think if TJ's on the floor, he's a pretty good play, and I think they need him to be on the floor. So I wouldn't fade TJ too much. I think, have some exposure to him at least if you're playing a lot of lineups. Ooh, boom, boom, boom. Favorite 2 pitchers. Now let's keep basketball questions for a little bit. We'll sprinkle in baseball, but favorite 2 pitchers of the slate. Let's hit them again, Josh. Who are your favorite 2?
Gio and I want to give the right answer based on my ownership. Gio and Corbin. If I need a third one, it's Tanaka.
For me, it's Wood and Gio, and Tanaka has a third one too. On DK, no Stratton. I'm very not into Stratton. Reddick and Brown or Tatum and Bellinelli. Which would you go with, Josh?
Reddick and Brown, Tatum and Bellinelli. Tatum and Bellinelli.
I think I would go Reddick and Brown, though I'm not crazy about Reddick today. I just think Tatum's ceiling is a little low, at least if we're going off DK prices. I don't know. This Darren Unger is really multitasking both NBA and baseball. Good for you, buddy.
Thanks,
FanDuel late slate, Corbin and Taylor or Gonzalez and Rendon?
I don't even know what's on the late slate.
I don't either, but it seems like a viable question. Again, I'd probably go Gonzalez. I don't love the Nationals players in general on the hitters rather.
I'd imagine Gonzalez and Rendon, but I don't really know.
Zanino.
I'm having enough trouble just getting a lineup in for the main slate, let alone the night slate. So
I did all mine. Yesterday was tough on the show. Like I was scrambling because every catcher, literally, I had 4 or 5 different catchers who were all ruled out or traded. So that was like Tim Quarterman times 10, where Mesoraco got traded.
I missed that
during the slate. It was really something. It ended up being okay, and I actually ended up with an okay amount of Contreras, Castillo, who had like a pretty good day. But yeah, it was tough. It was tough pivots, which I am not good at doing on the live stream. If you have not watched many of these, it tends to be one of my shortfalls. Feelings about fading Machado for Trey Turner tonight? I say no.
Which site? Oh, come on, Greek. You know better than that.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
I don't like Trey Turner that much at all, and I think Machado's in a pretty good spot. He might even be a home run pick. I don't know. Keep teasing that because yours aren't ready, Josh.
I need to get my FanDuel lines in. I actually have some volume today, so that has to be priority numero uno first. We can pick a home run at any point in time. Once I get back to the DraftKings stuff, I don't give a shit. But
I think, Josh, you've proven you cannot pick a home run at any time.
Yeah, 5th and 7th tonight, baby. Woo! Heard this morning. I'll take it.
Oh, look, that's true. It's a different skill to have a good lineup and to be a home run connoisseur like I am. And I just love the long ball. That's what people know about me.
Connoisseur.
I like to dabble in home runnery. Notes, comma, maybe? I don't know. What?
I got nothing.
He's referring to his previous chat item. Okay. Fred VanVleet is TJ McConnell a few years ago. Freddie needs to go to this game and take notes.
Yeah, they're not at all comparable players.
Yeah, no, yeah, I don't think so either. They're just short bench guys. They do share that.
Fred VanVleet is significantly better at basketball than TJ McConnell.
Yeah, Fred VanVleet. Yeah, he's better.
If they were both free agents, TJ McConnell's going to get the minimum, and Fred VanVleet's going to get like the mid-level exception.
I think TJ might get I think they actually might be around the same contractual points. It's tough to say without knowing where the cap is and all that stuff, because depending if that went up somehow, that could be silly. I don't know. I think that's a tough choice. I'd probably rather have McConnell on my team if I were like a championship contender.
Yeah, I'll take VanVleet and be a better team.
I think McConnell's a guy to me. I think they both are. McConnell will be in the league for 10 years, and he'll always be that backup point guard who can do some change of pace, blah blah blah. Maybe hit some shots. Yeah, I don't mind that. I don't mind TJ McConnell, but VanVleet I think is a better player. He's more explosive, more dynamic.
What do you know?
Matthew Prodwell, we have not given dong picks yet. Josh is afraid to give his. I think was an exact quote.
Oh God, I hate everyone, every single person.
I think it's funny that the home run picks have become such a big part of this, because it really was just a throwaway concept that was never like, we were asked like by the folks running Awesemo like to make some more segments and stuff, and we didn't do that. We just kind of kept going, and the home run picks have become a popular staple. People want to be a part of it. What site do you pull ISO and BABIP from? Fangraphs is what I use primarily for that. To check the exit velocity and barrels per plate appearance, I use Jake Hari's personal website, baseballsavant.mlb.com. I think I like that you like that so much, because I think Jake is alarmed that people really think it's like his website.
Just for a record, Dodgers lineup is out. So no Tim LeCastro, and Yasmani Grandal is playing and hitting fourth. So it's kind of a relevant change.
Ooh, there you go. There you go, Dodgers fans or people who like the Dodgers for tonight only. Horford or Simmons on FanDuel tonight?
Simmons.
Yeah, I think it's got to be Simmons. Though I don't mind Horford tonight. I think Horford's better at home, and I like him in a closeout game.
Sure.
Sure. Do you think people would fade Jaylen Brown with his minutes restriction? People shouldn't fade him for that reason. He mostly didn't get minutes last game because of foul trouble. He got 3 fouls in the first half, and he picked him up like the second he kept getting on the floor. He kept picking up another foul. So I think that would be a reason people might be afraid of Jaylen. I like Jaylen tonight. I think he's going to come out and want to get some shots for himself. So I have no issue with Jaylen, and I don't think people should fade him. Large percentage of scope tonight on DK. Josh, where you're about to go to DK, do you anticipate having a lot of scope?
Probably. I mean, the Orioles are my most owned stack on FanDuel, so barring any really weird price differences when I load this up, I'll certainly have a bunch of him.
Yeah, I like scope. Greek Ink says don't go Gio because he lives in DC and is a Nats fan and he's too expensive. So I think that doesn't matter. Padres swing on strikes a lot, and it's obviously a favorable pitcher's park. So it's credible to fade anyone, but I think Gio looks better than not. So,
yeah, he'll be very highly owned in the Josh Engelman world.
Which is the only world that matters.
Westworld matters.
That does. Alan Hansen or Camargo on DK. Which would you go with? My boy Alan Hansen has not hit a home run yet, but he's due.
I have a lot of Hansen, so Hansen.
Yeah, I don't mind Hansen. I also think Pivetta is going to could give up a big game. I like Hansen and Belt on that side in particular. Would Josh or Chris win a game at 21? I would. I don't even go there because it's a situation where it was an HR violation at Barstool Sports that turned into a one-on-one game, which I won handily and trained for like a professional boxer because I'm a crazy person. Porcello has owned the Yankees, and I like him more than Gio for GPP. Is that crazy?
I think
Would
it's
you
crazy
play
that
Porcello?
you're just glossing over the fact that you think you'd beat me at 21.
Oh, please. There's video of it. I'm just saying. I think we were similar height. I'm 6'1". You're around the same, right?
It's weird that you think you know how tall I am after never seeing me other than just sitting in a chair. But yeah, I'm 6'2".
Okay, so I just feel like I got a good gauge on your size from it. I don't know. We could do it one day, but it just wouldn't end well. And the last time got real ugly for me, where it became content in a way that was a little uncomfortable for some people because I just made it really fun.
If we're playing 21, I think that I can win. I don't have the ability to win a game of one-on-one any longer.
Oh, well, I think he meant a game to 21, like one-on-one to 21. But a 21 is still the same. Like, you would have to have a third man then.
True. Yeah, we played a lot of one-on-one 21.
Yeah, that's true. But that's the same thing as one-on-one, though. Still get guarded.
No.
Yeah.
Maybe we play 21 differently?
No, 21 is just like one-on-one-on-one. It's like a triple threat match.
I played it more like, bombing threes. Person's got to get the rebound without it hitting the ground and get the putback.
Well, yeah, if you hit every free throw and every three, but most people don't.
Yeah, well, I mean, most people aren't going to be knockdown shooters like me.
Okay. Well, that's fair. I learned that I learned that my main effectiveness, I mean, I've always been a good shooter, never really had a great handle. But like defensively, I realized I never really tried on defense, but I was playing at a park in my old area in Brooklyn, like a fair amount. And I just started to get like really good at defense and started to anticipate steals, and that was a big game changer for me.
I was never good. I was just taller than everybody growing up, and then I quit in high school because it was way more fun to drink before the games than actually go to them.
Yeah, I just never had a good enough handle. That was really it. And it's stupid because like in hindsight, like if I have a son, I don't want to be the dad who like, oh, you got to be better at sports. But I'm going to tell them like once or twice up front, just be like, listen, if you try really hard, there's a decent chance you'll be good at this. And if you don't try, you'll just think you're good at it, and you're not actually going to be that good forever. And I think that's a pretty big lesson that every child needs to learn growing up.
Yeah,
they should have had.
My biggest problem was that like I was tall early, or like I was 6'2" relatively early and never kept growing. So I was taller than most people that I played in like middle school ball and then freshman ball. And then at that point, then I quit because it wasn't as much fun.
I wish I were like 6'9", because I think I could have gotten away with the flaws where I could just like have a good enough jump shot that would be okay. But I think that's probably true of like most guys who are okay in like rec league basketball. Is like, you know what? Like somebody was talking. Oh, it was fucking what's his name? Mark Titus was talking about it, where he's like, yeah, if I were 6'9", I'd be in the NBA. And it's like, you probably would. You just got to have a decent stroke and be 6'9". Be okay.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I was not good at basketball. I mean, I was like functionally good, good enough at a shitty school to like have played if I wanted to, but that's about it.
So there you go. So now we don't know the real answer then yet. I won't assume I would win. I just know that I would probably train much more psychotically than Josh would if I knew that were coming. That's how I feel. I
did hit a Kareem skyhook to start an intramural game in college when I was real drunk.
I wouldn't play basketball when drunk because I feel like that's a pretty increased odds of like tearing an ACL or an ankle injury that would just not be great.
But you feel sick to your stomach. It was a really bad idea.
Is he going to leave Hoskins in until lock? You don't have Hoskins in, do you?
I mean, I'm updating my lineups now.
There, Nicholas Gregor is very concerned. Very concerned.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm doing right now.
I'm just like, look, Nicholas was concerned. I
appreciate it. Yeah, no, I'm not going to leave him in. I took him out immediately.
Jake is the best athlete of us. I think Jake works out a lot, but I feel like Jake might be sneaky, not coordinated. And also, I think Jake might be sneaky short. I don't know, though. Can't confirm or deny that. We'll ask tomorrow.
I mean,
hey, Jake.
When I look, I assume he's incredibly athletic when, like, we talk.
I think he's in good shape and stuff, but I think, like, he'd be good, like, in a soccer intramural league or, like, one of those. But I feel like if it were, like, basketball, I don't know. feel like Jake. I can't imagine Jake wanting to bang down low. Jake doesn't want that. Jake don't want none.
Jake don't want none.
Thoughts on
FanDuel
pitching?
lines are in, so if anybody has to like yell at me any longer, I'm hostage out of my lineup. So
now it's time to pick home runs.
Sure. Then I'll handle my DraftKings shit after that.
Wesley Maxwell in particular, homer pick, gotta go, guys. So we are, boy, there's a lot of demand now for this. But Josh, go first because that's good luck for you.
Alrighty. If I needed to pick a home run, let me sort out all of the early game shit. 'Cause I'm not gonna pick like Chris Bryant, who went yard today.
That would be tough if you did. I would not count that.
Sure, makes sense. Okay. I needed to pick a home run. Who would it be? I just want to get on the damn board. I want Nelson Cruz.
Okay, I don't mind that. TH, to answer your question, that is not a nasty stain on my couch. It's a microfiber couch, so it moves different directions when people move it. It's not a stain.
Yeah, that's blood. Someone got stabbed there.
Yeah, like it's like if I go over there, I can smooth it and it'll change the color.
But
anyway,
who did you guys have last night?
I had Trevor Story, who did not hit a home run. And Jake had Jose Ramirez, who did not have a home run.
And I had Josh Bell, who did not have a home run.
But again, another guy who had a good day. I think try to choose guys who have good days. No, why would I ever want to run with a giant stain on my couch? I'm not a fucking animal. I'm an adult man who wouldn't fucking have a cum blood couch.
Show him what kind of an animal you are. That's what that is, isn't it?
Big stain on the
That's
couch.
what that stain is. A big shit stain.
My pick.
Who do you got?
I think I'm gonna go with. It's a tough choice. I'm gonna go with Manny Machado. I was gonna make it more dramatic and say his full Spanish name, Manuel Arturo Machado, but I'm going Machado. I think it was a tough choice for me between him and Moustakas, because I think both of them are in pretty good spots tonight. So yeah, my home run was coming from that game either way, but I'm going with Manny.
You're going with too big of names now. You started this off with Ryan Healy and Daniel Palka. You need to start pulling these out of your ass again, like those two guys.
I had Lorenzo Cain too, but yeah, no, you're right. You're right. I might need to go a little weird, a little weirder next time if I get it wrong. Oh, Jake got it right. Jose Ramirez did it a home run.
Yeah.
Oh, good for Jake. Good for Jake.
I marked that wrong, but yeah, he did. I confirmed in chat yesterday. I was like, you had Jose Ramirez, right?
Oh, I didn't even realize he hit a home run. I thought you were just like, you got it wrong, right, Dick? Oh, so you're the only one not on the board then. That's tough.
Ah, shit.
Hey, maybe tonight, huh?
I hope
Cruz
so.
is not a pick. Cruz is not a bad pick. Better pick, though, on that side might be Ryan Healy.
Maybe.
Maybe. Simmons and Bellinelli or Al Horford and Marcus Morris in the NBA. I would go Horford and Morris personally. Actually, no, yeah, I don't know. Josh, what do you?
Great story.
Simmons and Bellinelli.
I'll take Simmons and Bellinelli.
I'm trying to think. I mean, it depends on the site because I'm thinking about the prices more than the actual players. See, like Bellinelli's probably going to get 20. Simmons is probably going to get 42, 62 versus 35 and 25. Yeah, I guess Simmons and Bellinelli barely. But that was, by the way, that was me doing projections in my head, which are not real things. But I think it's a narrow margin though for those two. I've tried to think that for the showdown slates, it tends to be better to get guys who are a little more even. So that's why I was really caught up on Horford and Morris. But pure points, I think it would be probably Simmons and Bellinelli. Who's Jake got? We don't know who Jake has tonight. We don't know.
Jake's a ghost tonight.
Jake is probably he's probably like riding high on his one success. And I think that's what it is. He doesn't want to ruin his numbers.
Just watching Major League tonight. I love the Indians.
How about that Neto pick last night? Yeah, Neto didn't do well. It was, but the thing is, I said like Burks is a better player. I just didn't think he was going to get run, and that's the thing that sucks. Is like you can't predict what Quinn Snyder's going to do. Quinn Snyder really stubbornly didn't go to Burks at all for a while in the previous games. And I guess last night, because it was an elimination game, he went with him. But if we were talking about like a pure player thing, yeah, Burks is obviously a better play. Like I said that, and I fucking wrote it too. Don't hit me with that, fucking cunt.
Wow, Alex Wood projecting a lot of ownership on DraftKings. Hoy vey.
Yeah, he might be worth a fade, but damned if I'm the one to do it.
Oy.
First Ty Lawson and now you guys are idiots. I'm not even gonna go into this. Shabazz Muhammad of the night. Honestly, there's nobody even that cheap who would be worth it. I guess Aaron Baines, but there's nobody even beneath him who I would play on any of the sites. Maybe, but Semi's not getting enough minutes, so no. I think it's just Baines is the lowest I would go.
I don't have one.
Yeah, that's fair. Burks isn't volatile. He's actually very good. Quinn Snyder playing him is what was volatile. That's why you try to ebb and figure out what the coach is going to do. Sometimes you're wrong. I still had enough Burks. I had enough Burks to get in the top 100. So whatevs. Any love for Sal Perez? Yeah, Sal Perez. Sal? Oh, Salvador Perez. Yeah, I think he's fine. Yeah,
it's kind of Sal.
He looks good to me. I think I'm in a couple stacks. Would you go Martin or Perez at catcher on DK?
Martin.
I'd probably go Perez. Yeah, I'm not even. Yeah, the Lawson recommendation was again another super low flyer guy. The thing that you guys whine for is what that was. It's just like, come on, you can't have it both ways. I'll give you yeah, play the rotation guys. The thing I say every single day. We're talking about cheap flyers. Yeah, I'll recommend a Ty Lawson. Yesterday, Neto was not. I was not the only one on Neto. 20% of the leagues were on Neto. So that's you guys are being annoying today. We're not even going to talk basketball now. Wood and Cruz or Corbin and Alther on FanDuel.
Man, that's a tough one. Probably Wood and Cruz, but I'm growing to like Wood less and less as we're doing this.
You're gonna go against your home run pick, really? I think you gotta go Wood and Cruz.
I don't. No, wait. What did I say?
You said you were you don't want to go Wood and Cruz.
I don't want to go Wood and Cruz, but I think it's a better bet because I don't really like Alther tonight.
Okay.
And I guess I just have an issue with Wood's ownership, not necessarily my thoughts on him.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think the ownership's going to be tough. I don't know where else I really liked today, though, to be honest. I don't know. I like Gio. I'm okay with Tanaka. Nobody else really stuck out to me besides Wood as being worth playing. That said, watch Wood get rocked tonight, and I'll just be eating my hat.
Man, I can't imagine eating a hat. It's probably really gross.
Well, yeah, I mean, imagine all the things on your head that have just rubbed off on that hat, and you're just re-ingesting them. Cannot be pleasant.
I've never rubbed one off on my hat.
Yeah, but unintentionally you're rubbing off on your hat every day. Just all sorts of skin flakes going on there.
It's so disgusting to think about, but so incredibly true.
20% of people probably looked at Neto's last two games in which he hit value in both. That's what you look at. This is a battle for me, so I mean, I'm not even lecturing. But I've had to let go of some of my personal biases from watching players. Sometimes they guide you right, but if Neto were to have gotten the run that he had gotten in game 3 and 4, he would have hit value. It's just that it didn't break that way. That he went. Quinn Snyder went with Cooks. That's what the part of fantasy is. You're trying to figure out who's going to actually be there to be meaningful. And playoff basketball in particular, that can be tough because Quinn Snyder's playing for his livelihood. So that's it's a thin margin, and with basketball in particular. It's tough. That's why baseball we're all making money. Josh is winning DK tournaments. Doesn't even play on DK. He's winning DK tournaments. So
I'm trying to at least. Shit.
Gio or Tanaka in a FanDuel GPP.
Oh, Gio for sure.
Smoke or Mancini in a DK GPP.
Mancini. I don't really like Smoke tonight.
Yeah, I don't really like the Blue Jays at all tonight, but Smoke in general is okay. Any
Don't
good
get me
questions?
wrong. Like Smoke as part of a stack, I like. I don't necessarily love him in a one-off scenario. He's not as good as a righty as he is as a lefty. So.
Ugliest player in NBA history: Manute Bol, Sam Cassell, or Tyrone Hill? That's a mean question, but probably Sam Cassell.
I can answer that from a baseball perspective. I don't really know in basketball.
The ugliest player in NBA history?
Yeah, I could do it for baseball, but not basketball off the top of my head.
But you don't remember? You don't know Sam Cassell and Manute? I mean,
I know who these people are, but like if I wanted to answer it with an actual opinion, like I'd have to think about it. Whereas baseball, the answer is Otis Nixon.
Oh, okay. So Tyrone Hill, I don't remember being like hilariously ugly. Sam Cassell, I feel like, is noteworthily ugly. Though he looks, actually, he does look kind of like the Crypt Keeper face, Tyrone Hill. I can't pull up
my... Are you
my...
looking that up right now?
Yeah, if you look up Google Images, the first couple results,
he looks like the guy. He looks like the pirate from that movie.
From Pirates of the Caribbean.
No.
Oh, Captain Now pirate?
Yeah. I'm the captain now.
Dude, is that center on the Clipper? Oh, Boban? Boban's not that ugly. Boban's
Boban is ugly for different reasons.
But he's like giant ugly. He's like Andre the Giant's not sexy, but he's like a big giant head. Yeah,
like Boban is ugly because like he's gonna die at 47.
Yeah, that's right. Like if you have like a brain thing that's making you large, you probably shouldn't be like an official ugly contestant, I think.
Yeah, it's like George Mirasan's a real ugly looking dude too, but when you've got these weird pituitary problems, I'm not gonna be like, yo, you're ugly too.
Yeah, George Mirasan might be uglier than some of those guys. Manute Bol, I don't think is comically ugly. I think like he's just weird looking.
NBA players. Let's Google that. Oh, Sam Cassell looking crazy.
He looks less weird now. Like he's going to be head coach soon, I think, because he's wearing glasses and looks real smart, and they're like stylish little glasses. He just doesn't look as weird now.
Sheldon Williams is hella ugly.
Oh yeah, he's got a bit of like a.
He bagged Candace Parker, so like, what do we know?
True. If you can bag a girl who can dunk, you're doing something right.
And she's a smoke show too. I don't know if she still is, but she was when she was in college.
Yeah, she's attractive. We'll learn more about that when WNBA season kicks in, and we're doing a WNBA stream along with the MLB. Bartolo Colon. Bartolo Colon is like, I would actually think that women might find him sexy in like that you're fat and kind of gross, but like you really own it way. So I don't know. We're looking for anything like this to talk about. It's only so much you can talk about NBA and MLB. Man, Eric Williams, I don't remember. Anthony Davis is pretty ugly too, to be fair.
That's true. But Adam Morrison.
He was weird looking. He
might be the ugliest white person.
No, Robert Swift was pretty ugly too.
He's dead, right?
Yeah, he's pretty dead. I think he died of like meth or he was at least involved with that.
Sorry, buddy.
What ugly catcher are you starting on FanDuel, or just catcher?
Because that's how we rank people, based on their look.
It's just very
catcher on FanDuel. I'm not targeting anyone at catcher on FanDuel. I'll target first baseman.
Yeah,
I mean, I'll have some Russell Martin, and I don't know. Yeah, I don't. It's Gary Sanchez, I guess. If we're talking about actually wanting to play catchers proper. Wait, maybe Robert Swift isn't dead. Who died then?
No, didn't Robert Swift die?
I could have swore he died. Sorry, dude. If you're in the chat, my bad. He's for sure alive. Apparently.
So who the fuck? Dude.
He signed in Spain in February. Yeah, he's alive. Who died?
Well, he was
what old Sonic center died? Dead former NBA players.
Don't roster these guys. That's the DFS spin on this. Tractor Trailer is not who I was thinking of, but yeah, he's dead. I feel like it was like a big gawky white.
I was thinking of Fab Melo.
He's dead? Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I don't even know.
He died last year. I wasn't confusing the two like visibly in my head. I was just confusing their being alive. I
definitely thought Robert Swift was dead, but I think that was because of the drug addiction. I just assumed that he overdosed when I saw that and didn't. Hey, my bad, Robert Swift. If you want to join our one-on-one 21 game.
I forgot Eddie Griffin died.
Oh yeah.
He died he was jerking off while driving or something, I think.
Oh, I do remember that. He was good. I remember I had him in season-long fantasy, and I liked that guy. Lots of blocks and threes. You'd be great right now. Anyone like Mike Moustakas? Yes, I like Moustakas. The Royal Stack in general is my favorite of the night. Even though it was good last night. Got to go back there again. Patrick Den? It's not who I was thinking of.
Yeah, I don't even know who that is.
I feel like there's... I'll find out. I'll look. I'll spend some personal time Googling dead white centers, and I'll find one.
Sorry, Robert Swift.
He's going to be really upset about that. I hope he comes back to the league.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's better than being a meth head, I guess.
I definitely had him on a 2K whatever franchise the year he got drafted, and was like, yeah, this guy's going to be great, because I feel like that was what you do when you're younger, is you talk yourself into every player in the draft is going to be the fun, cool player.
No, I remember using him in his second year. I tried to do a crossover, and he just fell over in the paint.
probably pretty close to real life.
Yeah, probably.
Need a value play in outfield fast. That is not how this works. Just what site? What teams?
Yeah. Is that on Draft Street?
I wish I was playing DFS in those days, because it seemed like everybody won money in those days.
Draft Street was the shit.
Sad. If only we had a time machine, knowing what we know now.
Yeah, I'd probably just go back and invest in Apple or Google or some shit, and not worry about winning $4,000 in the biggest tournament you can find in 2010 or something.
Well, what's more sustainable though is probably, I feel like, doing that, just grinding.
I'm not gonna try to grind if I have a time machine.
Use your sports almanac, and then you just win. Yeah, you guys got a couple minutes left for MLB.
It'd be like Hot Tub Time Machine, man. I'd go back and create Google.
But there was a bad chain of events that, if I'm remembering that movie that I watched very stonedly correctly, there was a bad chain of events that happened from that.
I don't really remember. I just remember them yelling dropping loads in the movie, and that was it for me.
And the chick from Mad Men was topless in it. That was pretty noteworthy.
I don't even know who you mean.
The very large-breasted French Canadian. I don't know.
Jessica Chastain?
No. What's her name? She did the Zooby Zooby Zoo song on Mad Men, which is not a reference. She was also Don Draper's wife for a season. Anyway, whatever.
We got the hot chick, January Jones?
No, a different one. Different one. Later in the show.
Oh shit, I'll watch that now.
No, but this one definitely has noteworthy bosoms.
I'm Googling it off screen, although I think I'm sharing my screen, so I don't know what I'm doing right now.
Did you guys rail Jake at all for his Bundy spotlight? We did not rail Jake. We had to give him a little shit in our Slack chat last night. But he got a home run pick, and that's what really matters here. That's what the true weight of one's success as a man and a DFS player is picking home runs. And Jake did that last night, so for him, I am grateful.
You know who didn't do that yesterday, or any day for that matter? Me.
Is it you? It's tough. Law of averages. Jessica Paré. That's it. Gorgeous, sexy lady. Great body on her.
I googled it off screen.
Yeah, that was a good one. Is this Awesemo? Yes, this is Awesemo.com's YouTube channel. Oh, now I'm not on screen, Josh.
What?
Oh, now I'm back. Never mind. Now I'm back. It would have been funny if it was just Jessica Paré nudes popping up where my face is. That would have been an improvement.
Yeah, it would have, honestly.
Yeah, Z Cisco is right, Nico. We are Awesemo's goons. We're the muscle that comes in to clean things up and roust people for money.
I don't really like the idea of being called a goon here, but okay.
I thought goon was like a muscle thing. Scary Terry? Terry Rozier's hitting a home run? Okay, sure.
The Scary Terry cell phone cases looked pretty cool.
I like the Scary Terry branding in general. I don't know if he's a good enough player to live up to the hype of that name in perpetuity, but
I'm sure
I'm intrigued. It sounds like a potential Chick-fil-A bet brewing. I think he's going to be a starter somewhere next season.
I would imagine, unless he's still on Boston.
Yeah, unless Danny Ainge might not give him away. He might be like, he's worth 2 first-rounders. That's how they do things there. We're better than Chipotle. I've heard. I don't know about these unfounded rumors about DFS people. So you keep that to yourself.
There's no cheating.
I don't know. They might have an almanac from the future. It's hard to say. Hard to say who has an almanac and who doesn't.
I mean, if I had an almanac, I wouldn't be on this stream.
I would be, because that's how people suspect you less. Because they're like, oh, that guy's doing a YouTube stream. How could he have a sports almanac?
Honestly, I would probably just live in Vegas. I would just make bets daily for like relatively small. You know what? I'd fuck it up. I'd win some like 15-team parlay or something.
Yeah, then you would be like in the middle of casino, and there would just be people trying to break your legs and trapping you in dark rooms, and it's a thin line to walk. You can't be too profitable.
Exactly. Yeah, I would just live my life. I wouldn't really have like some high standard of living. I don't need like cars and shit. I'd probably eat more sushi and like high-end steaks and stuff, but that's basically it. Like, I don't want to stop playing video games and smoking weed and like sitting around watching Netflix. And that shit's cheap. It's not really expensive to be a pothead. We eat bad food. I just need like a gym membership and, you know, some like grass-fed steaks and sushi, and I'll pretty much be fine.
And pizza rolls are $15 for $1, so
yeah, I feel like I could probably, I don't know, I'd make like Bobby Flay put them on the menu or some shit.
Make him. It'd be like, just throw money at him until he does it. If you had the almanac, would you sell your picks? I don't think I would. I wouldn't want to share.
Why?
Yeah.
Sell them to who? Like the public? Fuck no. I'd give them to friends. I probably wouldn't even do that. I would just give my friends money. I would tell no one.
What you should do is make your friends invest in it and be like, listen, I have this great new strategy, like, and that's a good way to test their mettle. Like, do they believe in you as a friend? And then you do it, and then you like come through like 10x for them.
Yeah, I would.
It's a little jigsaw.
I would just give money away because I wouldn't care. It would like be having a money machine. Oh shit, we're locked.
Yeah, yeah. Lineups are locked, so hopefully you got everybody in. Hopefully Manny Machado hits a home run. If you have any basketball questions, get them in fast because we are doing that. Oh, there we go. Awesome himself chiming in. The trick with the almanac is you got to lose enough so people think you're not cheating. Exactly. That is dead right.
Yeah.
You get your win rate up to 70% maybe, and you're just a genius. You're not a fraud.
I would just want to go like hang out at the casinos and drink cocktails and watch sports and shit. What else do you need? Buffet, True. Go to the titty bar. I mean, that's a life for you. Go see Blue Man Group on mushrooms or something.
It's true. There's a lot of things you could do if you had an almanac from. Do they even print almanacs anymore? I'm sure they do, but it can't be long for the world. The almanacs.
Yeah, I don't. Who knows? I remember reading them back in the day, like it was the fucking greatest thing that ever came out.
I remember that too. And being like, whoa, it has everything in here. And it's like, now I have that in my hand and I take it for granted and look up Jessica Paré nudes.
Yeah. We're looking up different people for nudes, but we're both looking up nudes.
That's actually one of my favorite pastimes is you find a new female celebrity or actress or whatever and you're like, blah, blah, nude. And then you know right away. You know what you're working with.
Absolutely. It happens so regularly. Or you just go to certain websites that post them regularly.
Oh, good old Mr. Skin, who's somehow made a 30-year career out of being a guy who took screen caps of nudity in movies. It's just amazing. That is quite a hero.
That was the plot of, or the half plot of Knocked Up. Yeah. Oh, you mean Mr. Skin?
That was clever. I thought that was really smart the way they did that, where you were like, they don't know about Mr. Skin, and then they did. Anyway, a lot of comments in the chat, by the way, which I wanted to point out. Now, people are being nice and saying that we're better than our competitors. And I agree, because those people will not talk about Jessica Paré nudes and Sports Almanac theoreticals. So, a little bit of both here. And home run picks. Something for everyone.
Cheese Dragon knows what's up.
Yeah, no good basketball picks. Embiid and Sarge in the winning lineup again. I don't love Embiid and Sarge together. Sarge plays better when Embiid plays worse, and vice versa. So I would say maybe not, but that's just me thinking anecdotally about a lot of data points I've seen. Anecdotal data, the best kind of data.
Definitely.
Think Monroe might get enough minutes to be relevant? No, I do not think Monroe will get enough minutes to be relevant.
Next year, maybe.
Yeah, I like Monroe, but he's not getting enough. And ugly players, right? We really did cover a broad spectrum of things, and if our picks are right too, this is the stream. This is the stream to watch. What a win! Otis Nixon nudes. Probably not a profitable search for anyone involved.
No.
All right. Well, fuck it. No, nothing good left. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to go. Oh yeah, who wins tonight? Do the Sixers survive, or does Boston knock them off? Boston was slightly favored in Vegas to start the day.
Yeah, let me look at that quick. Not that that's going to make my decision, because I know it's a tight spread, but I do want to see what it is.
It's the first time they favored them.
Boston by 1. I think Boston closes them out.
I think if you put a gun to my head, I would probably go that too. I think there's a decent chance the Sixers survive, and again, if they do, I think they go to Game 7. But
I am cheering for the Sixers.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I would like them to pull it out a little more. But then again, Celtics getting a little more rest to go against LeBron seems a little more fair. Yeah, I don't know. I think the Celtics win. All right, guys. Thoughts on pulling out of the Iran deal? Not a thing to talk about. I enjoyed. Tell you what, one thing that's a little controversial. I enjoyed Donald Glover's new music video. I'll go on a limb, say that. Really clever. I watched it today because I've heard enough people talking about it, and I kind of wanted to let the hype die down. Really clever, and really intense to go with when you're in the mainstream spot of hosting SNL. It's a little deep.
Yeah, I don't like that he has a rap name.
Yeah, I don't love that. You watch Atlanta though? Atlanta's really great, very creative.
I also didn't watch whatever the shit he did before that either. So
Community. He's very funny on Community. But yeah, Atlanta's really good.
I don't know. I can't figure it out. There's something about him, and I like his songs. Some of them.
His songs are really good. Atlanta's more of like him critiquing the world, and it's like it's really brilliant. I think in a lot of ways, and I think as a white person, you say that and you're like expecting someone to go, "Hey, good for you," and I think that's what a lot of the hype around it is. But it is like a very well done show, which has some very clever concepts and things that are different than TV. Yeah,
I
watch
like
Atlanta.
him in what movie was that? The Martian.
Oh, I didn't see that.
He was like on screen for like 4 minutes, but I liked his character. I liked The Martian a lot. I read the book actually before the movie.
Oh, you're a big Martian guy.
I guess. I don't know. It was really good, captivating. Book was better, but Matt Damon's performance was really awesome.
Interesting. Yeah, I never got into that one. I don't know. I feel like I haven't been as big on Matt Damon movies within the last few years, so I think that might be why.
Good dialogue.
The MVP spot on FanDuel, our thought is Embiid, but follow your heart and just go with the higher price guy though. Obviously, don't be silly about that. All right, cool. Thanks, guys. We'll be back. I'll be back in tomorrow with Jake. We'll be back with Josh on Friday, talking more nudes and ugly people and such. Make sure to go subscribe to Osmo.com premium membership. We've had all this data on there, which could have been helping you build better lineups as we spoke. So go Osmo.com, get a premium membership. You get cheap ones for NBA right now, so you know what you're doing in these showdown slates in particular. We got MLB. We have all access passes. Go sign up. Get to see Alex's articles, interviews with him that I do. Lots of good stuff. So go check that out. Thank you guys for coming by. Josh, say whatever you want.
Bye.
Bye.
Later, everybody.